Hey guys, welcome to another workout. In our coach series, we're bringing to you, my name is Vikram Koduthaku. I am the content and program development producer here, and I have Lanka here, who's one of our national swimmers. We're going to be running through with you the second workout for your upper body. Starting off, we're going to start the first part on the ground. So on here, starting with chest and tricep work. We're going to lie completely flat on the ground to begin with. So Lanka is going to lie nice and flat. The first movement is called a Cobra Push Up. Now, this is slightly different to a normal push-up. What you got to focus on is the hips staying just off the ground, and you're working on pushing the hips down so you get a nice extension through that spine and your eyes are looking up towards the ceiling. Keeping that hips low, you're going to bend through your elbows while looking up, bringing the chest parallel to the ground, and then you're going to drive the chest back up again. Nice and controlled, coming towards the ground and driving that chest back up. The tension should be felt mainly on your triceps and towards the lower part of that chest. Now, on this movement, we're going to work between 10 to 12 reps of this. Right guys, so the second movement, once you finish your Cobra push-ups, we're going to go into a archer push-up. So this is wider stance, working more on the entire pec minor, pec major, a bit more like what the job of a pec fly would do. So on this, you're going to go into a press-up stance, have your hands nice and wide. Make sure your feet are outside your hips, so you've got a nice, strong base to start working from. On this, we're going to go for 12 alternating reps. The purpose of this, as Danik is about to show you, you're going to transition all your weight onto one side, focusing on lengthening the arm on the opposite side. Come back to neutral, you're going to load, bring the shoulder close towards the wrist, extending that elbow, make sure it's nice and straight. And we're going to work on 12 alternating reps of this movement. Right guys, so remember, on these two movements, we're doing 4 sets in total, going for the Cobra push-up first, and then to the archer push-up. Once you do both of those movements back to back, 4 sets, and take 60 seconds rest in between each of those sets. Right guys, so welcome to part 2 of the workout today for the upper body workout. For this section, our target is your upper back. And because we haven't got any bands at home, any kind of things to pull down, again, we're using the improvising and using a towel instead. So for this movement, we're going to be lying completely flat on the ground. Danica is going to lie flat for us and show us the position that we're going to start off. So the first movement is the behind the neck towel pull down. So the focus on this is the grip of your towel should be just outside your hips width. With your legs are always anchored to the ground, right? With your toes pushed away. The hips, you're trying to drive the hips into the ground, which will create tension onto that glute, which will make your midline nice and stable. When in this position, your forehead's going to be on the ground. You're going to lift your arms about an inch off the ground to start with, okay? So forehead down, arms lifted up, and you've got that entire body nice and braced in that position. You're going to pull the towel apart to create tension, and then you're going to pull the towel down to the back of your neck. You'll feel all the tension onto that upper back, your lats, your rear delts, your rhomboids, your lower traps, as well as your upper traps, because of that lateral tension we're creating. On here, we're going to work from 10 to 12 reps, depending on your strength and your ability. Soon after you finish this exercise, you're going to go into the superset. We're going to work on a back extension. The body setup is the exact same. Our feet are on the ground, are still driving those hips down. The only difference is our arms are extended, still creating that lateral tension on the actual towel itself. But as soon as the arms leave the ground on this back extension, your head is going to follow. So Dan is going to show us now. He's going to extend up, keeping the feet on the ground, lifting that chest up high, trying to get those eyes to look up. Okay, so and again, coming up, feel that entire tension down that mid and lower back, control down. And again, one more time, you feel that tension on the glute, stabilize and control down. On here, you've got 16 to 20 reps to complete. So you've got 10 to 12 on the first one, on the behind the neck pull downs, and you've got 20 reps of the back extensions. Of this workout, you're going to conduct 3 sets with 60 seconds rest in between each set. Next, we've got part 3 coming up. Right guys, so for part 3, we're going to be working your arms. So the first exercise we're going to be focusing on is a bicep curl using our favorite little towel that we've been using all this time. So on here, you're going to be in a seated position. You can be on a chair, a sofa, a bench, whatever you can find that will make sure your feet can still touch the ground. With the towel, you're going to loop it under one leg to begin with. So place it under one foot. Now make sure the other foot is grounded to the ground, and you're going to then extend that chest up nice and tall first of all. So when you're in a tall position like so, this leg will be elevated off the ground. With your palms, you're supinated, like so, gripping up. What you're going to do from here, you can either push more resistance down on the towel with the leg, or keep the leg relaxed and actually use the weight of the leg to lift as your resistance. So from here, what you're going to focus is on curling that weight up, getting those wrists to rotate and extend and feel the lengthening of the bicep. And again, curling up, working on that flexion, that extension and rotation through that forearm, and extending back up. On here, just relax there, dude. That's perfect. So on here, we're going to work 10 to 12 reps with nice control. The concentric you can do fairly quickly. You can even do a 3-second pause to a 3-second eccentric control to get as much stimulus through that muscle as you can. And for the second movement, so remember, this is a superset. We're going to transition to your triceps. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this so you can regress it as well as progress the movement depending on your strength and your ability. So on here, again, you're going to need like a bench, a sofa, something that you can hold on to the edge of. I'm going to show you the progressed version first so you guys can see clearly what's going on. So Dynika's going to grip onto the edge of this bench here. Make sure your hands are about shoulders width apart. With this, he's going to go into the balls of his feet, lift the heels up nice and tall, and brace that core. Once he's in this position, you're going to bend the elbows, with the elbows coming towards your body, not outwards. So as he tucks in, his head's going to get close to that pillar. Once he's there, he's going to push away from the bench, extending and squeezing that tricep. So make sure, again, if we go one more time, keeping the elbows nice and tight, extend out, feel the squeeze. Now, this is quite a challenging movement. It requires a lot of tricep strength and some core stability. If you find this too challenging, all you have to do is just bring those knees down to ground. Once you're in that position, you have far less load that you'll feel through your arms. So with this, you can have more control, get a better feel for the movement. Same focus again, pushing through the hands, bringing the back of the head in line with the bench and extending and locking those triceps up. Just go one more time for me, dude. Just like so, make sure that core is stable, the back's nice and stable. On this one again, we're working from 8 to 10 reps. On the first one again, we're working 8 to 10 reps with the curls, 8 to 10 reps with the tricep extensions. We're gonna go for 4 sets in total with 60 seconds rest in between each set. Right guys, so for part 4, our final little part of this workout, the upper body workout, we're going to finish with a forward crawl and a reverse crawl. The purpose of this is a little bit more of a conditioning element. You'll feel that heart rate kick up a little bit more, but you'll also feel the tension that runs through your shoulders, the core, the upper back as you're doing these crawls, transitioning forward and backwards. So to start off, we're going to go into a nice 4-point position. So you're going to go down to the ground, if we come into an angle like this, buddy, so I can show people. So when you come into the ground, you want to make sure first your wrists are directly under your shoulders, and that your knees are directly under your hips. On here, you're going to have the pressure pushed through the balls of your feet, keeping the knees about an inch off the ground constantly. What you're going to work on with this is you're going to work on 20 meters forward, 20 meters backwards. If you haven't got the distance of 20 meters, I would think about taking 6 strides forward, 6 strides back, and work that for 5 rounds of each round, okay? So Dynika's going to demonstrate to you what a forward crawl will look like. So remember, when we're crawling, we're using our opposites. We want to make sure we got the opposites coming forwards together at the same time. So every time your right arm goes forwards, your left knee is driving forwards, and your knees are tracking close to the ground. Once you've taken your 6 strides, you're going to start working those 6 strides going back again. Opposites working in sync, keeping that back nice and flat. The chest is parallel to the ground and your knees are constantly working as close to the ground as you can and ease off their D. So like I said, on this movement, we're going to go for 3 sets. If you've got a 20-meter length knee, or even if it's a 10-meter or 5-meter, times it by that number to ensure you at least get about 20 meters going forwards, 20 meters going back. Rest for 60 seconds once you complete each set, and we're going for 4 sets in total. Right guys, so that was the second upper body strength video complete. Make sure, like I said previously, it's really important that you have an effective warm-up and an effective cool-down. On the list of videos that we have available for you in the coach series, please find the effective warm-up and utilize that. Learn some of the movements and apply it before you start each workout. There's also a recovery video so you can stretch, recover well, so you can train at your optimal level every time you enter the workout. Guys, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.